What is going on, people? It's your boy B Monstrosity back again. And you know, I've been on a little tutorial type of run here lately, just trying to give you guys some help in your gameplay. You know, maybe your experience, just trying to give you guys some ideas to play with. You know, there's not a whole lot of hardcore commentators out there. I know I've said it before and I'll say it again, but there's a shitload of core commentators, okay? And they like to give out tips and tricks, and you can sit there and watch them, and you can see what works for core and what doesn't. But the problem is that core doesn't always translate over into hardcore. What's good for hardcore is not necessarily good for core, and vice versa. So, my goal is to give you people out there that may be struggling some stuff to think about, some stuff to use, some stuff to dominate with. And those that are advanced, some stuff to think about. So today's topic is how to choose the perfect weapon for the map that you're playing on. And the way that I do this, and this goes across the lines to every single Call of Duty game, even the Call of Duty games that come out in the future. Basically what I do is I break the maps down into different categories. You have your close range map, you have your medium close range map, you have your medium long range map, and then you have your long range map. And basically every single gun will fit into one of these categories. Then when you run into that map, you pull out one of those guns, and you will be able to be at an advantage at all times over your enemy. And that's the name of the game, folks. Be at an advantage over your enemy at all times, and you will be consistently in the positive. You will be consistently having good games. So let's break this down a little bit. Close range maps. Okay? Now we're talking about submachine guns here when we're talking about close range. All submachine guns are close range in this game. It's not like we have a UMP in this game that could actually reach out and touch someone. No. All submachine guns, close range. The end. Medium close range. Now, interesting fact here. Medium close range can also be close range. So if you have a medium close range gun, you could also use it on the close range gun map. And, for example, Nuketown. Now, Nuketown in the middle, you have the bus there. On the bus side is the prime area for submachine guns. Very close quarters. Now, on the opposite of that side, you have the little field over there with the car. That's a little bit further range. More prime for an assault rifle with a little bit of reach out and touch someone. You know what I'm saying? So, a little bit of illustration there. Now, with medium close range maps, it doesn't mean that those are close range maps. Now, let me go back here. Close range maps, all close range maps are medium close range maps. But medium close range maps are not necessarily close range maps. Now, let me give you an example for that. The map Launch, okay? Now, there's a lot of pretty decent sight lines on that map. Now, if you use a submachine gun on that map, you're going to run into situations where you're going to be at a disadvantage. Now, there's no point to that, people. You might as well be at an advantage at all times. So use a medium close range gun. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is a medium close range gun? Well, in my opinion, the Famas is a medium close range gun. The AUG, the Enfield, and the AK-47 are all medium close range guns. Now, a little interesting fact here. The AK-47 and the Commando are exactly the same gun, really. The Commando reloads a little bit quicker, but as far as the damage and the accuracy goes, the exact same gun. However, I think that they play differently in the game. I think that the AK-47 is a medium close range gun, and I think that the Commando is a medium long range gun. Now, you might differ on my opinion here. You might run and gun with the Commando more. So go ahead and stick that in the medium close range department if that's the way that you feel. But all these guns will work excellently on close range maps and on medium close range maps. You will be at a constant advantage over your enemy if they decide to use a submachine gun in a medium close range map, use a medium long range gun in a medium close range map, you know, or even, for fuck's sake, use a medium long range gun in a close range map. Why the hell would you do that? But you see what I'm getting at here, people. But basically, how to decide what the map is, okay? How do you decide if it's a medium close range map? Well, you just look at your encounters with the enemy. How are you getting killed? How are you killing your enemies? What range are you killing your enemies at? What range are your enemies killing you? Then you can decide what range the map is, okay? In my opinion, firing range, it's a close map, and it's a medium close map. You could use a submachine gun on it, or you could use a medium close range gun on it. Simple as that. If you use a submachine gun, you want to stick to the tight quarters. You don't want to be shooting at people across the map. If you're using a Famas on it, for example, you can shoot at people across the map and kill them. No problem. That's another thing about the medium close range guns, people, is that when you run up against a submachine gun, you have a fighting chance. Actually, you're probably about on an equal playing field with them. But yet you have the longer distance too. So it's really up to you what you pick as far as a close and a medium close range map. You know, you're a bit more agile with submachine guns, but then you have the longer distance with the assault rifles. So I hope this actually helped you out. And in the future I'll talk a bit about medium long range guns. You know, these include the light machine guns too. But be sure not to use light machine guns on a quiet map, because they don't come with silencers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys got some tips and tricks out of it. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.